subscribe, hit that notification button. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. And my name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball United States Army veteran in retired, retired VA rating specialist. I have a special guest for you this evening. But before we get there, make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. We have a lot to unpack. I have a special guest. I know there's going to be some questions about the shutdown. Dwayne, how is that going to affect us? I got all that. You probably want to ask me questions about the Washington Post article. I try not to focus on it because it's just too much. All right. But before we get going, make sure I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. The first sponsor, Access Medical Solution. If you're looking for medical DBQ and Nexus statement, make sure you reach out to Dr. Freeman and his team at Access Medical Solutions in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also, you can make sure you reach out to Tampa Counseling and Wellness. If you need a mental health DBQ and Nexus statement, they are located here in sunny Tampa, Florida. Dr. Sarah Nicholas and Dr. Garcia. Another one of our sponsors, American Heroes out of Columbus, Ohio. Now, what's special about them, they can do a DBQ and Nexus for a mental and or medical condition. You can find their contact information in the description section of this video, all of my videos, okay? And we have a new sponsor. I'm going to bring him on here in a minute, okay? But I'm going to put a link in the comment section. If you don't have a copy of my new book, the VA Compensation Blueprint, make sure you pick it up. Now, I'm giving coupon codes. Look at the print underneath the book, and you'll see the coupon codes. Before you check out, input the coupon code, people. I've been giving refunds because people are not doing it, but I'm no longer doing it because it's very time consuming. It's up to you to do it. All right. And in my new book, I am filing an actual claim, a John Doe claim, okay? Just a John Doe claim. So with that, you can follow along with me when you're doing your claim, okay? So everyone, go ahead and let's get a round of applause. Let me see if I can pull up my sounds here for our new sponsor, which is My Life and Wishes, and his name is Dennis LaRue. There he is, Dennis. What is going on? Glad to have you on. This is the first time. This is our one of our new sponsors. Been knowing Dennis a few years. Awesome gentleman. He is a new sponsor, and he has a product that I know a lot of veterans are going to find very worthwhile. So, Dennis, if you go ahead and just let everybody know your name, a little bit about your background, what it is you do, and how you are trying to help veterans.
Well, thanks, Dwayne. I appreciate the opportunity to come aboard here this evening, and it really is a pleasure. A little bit of background from me. I'm actually what is known as a notary, and that has a lot to do with my life and wishes. So I've been in the trust and wills and in that particular arena for quite a while, helping attorneys and with a lot of their clients. And a few years ago, the opportunity was given to me because of the background and the nature of my background that I had as a notary, to offer life and wishes. It is something that some people really like. And let me give you a brief rundown of what it is. It's a secure online platform, and it's really designed to help you organize and safeguard the details of documents that you have, vital documents, account information, personal information, just about anything. And what it does is organizes it in one place. So it's accessible day or night, 24/7. I mean, it's always available. It ensures that if you need anything in an emergency or a life transition situation, that your family would have ease and access to this information. It's just a few clicks away. One of the big things that people ask or are concerned about, of course, is the security. So just a brief rundown on that. It's high security, which is AES, which is Advanced Encryption Standards. So AES 256. It's on the Azure platform by Microsoft, which is, for those of you who might know, that's pretty good. They've got a high standard there. And then you've got the encryption on top of that. And the combination of these two are used like financial institutions, military, federal agencies. So I figure, they've got a really good, solid foundation when it comes to security. The other thing that people kind of ask me, yeah, but what if the database is breached? Well, My Life in Wishes is not in a database. Each individual gets their own database, if you will. It's separate. It's completely different. There's not a group of people in there. When the person signs up, it only takes basically an email. But once a person signs up, I send them the information. They log in. They now control who comes in. If you have a spouse, you can let her in. If you have family, you can let them in. You want to let your lawyer in, your CPA in, your tax advisor. You control who is allowed in. And once they're allowed in, you control what they see. So it's very secure. You can get down to some nitty gritty. If you don't want them to see certain areas, they don't see it. They can only see those documents that you assigned them to. So it's really a pretty good in that respect for security. The company is located in My Life in Wishes is in Arizona, but they're a zero knowledge platform. Here's what that means. No one there can ever get in to see your particular information. Again, if need be, they could help with certain. I've never had a problem, but if there were certain technical issues, they would help on that, or even help when it comes to navigational issues, or if you have a question about something, you can call me or you can call them. So in the platform itself, you just click on a link and you can get the help. But it's really good in the respect that they can't get in as well. Staff can't get in. Staff's not going to say, yeah, let me take a look. They can help you sort of on the outside of technical issues to help you get on the inside, but they themselves don't get in. I can't get in. No one can get in. So that's why I like it. It's pretty private, and I've had it for several years now, and so I update it periodically so you can take things in, put things out, at your leisure. So it's primarily going to be for estate planning or any kind of documents that you have. They've got a section in there just for veterans. So the veteran can load all his information, whatever he wants, or she, into that particular area, and it's always accessible. So instead of going on a scavenger hunt for documents, everything's located in one central location. And all you have to do is just make a PDF, scan it. You can upload videos, the MP4s or whatever. And there it is. It's real simple. You can access it from just about any laptop or regular computer. There's a that allows you to, there's contact information that Dwayne is showing you now. You can also see a video. It takes you very slowly, step by step, through all of the areas there. It's about, I think, 6 or 7 minutes long. It'll show you exactly. It's really
Welcome
easy
to
to
my life.
use. So you can go through that and kind of, determine for yourself, is that something that would be great for my family? So all of this, when you put in a code, and I have a code, and I can put it in the or Wayne, maybe you could, Dwayne, you
I
could
already
maybe
put it
put
right
it in.
here. I already
Got
put it
it.
right here.
Put it.
So, yeah.
Get it
So,
out there.
yep.
Yep. And you put that code in there. Instead of the $4.95, it is $2.45. So it's
Lifetime.
it's lifetime. I'm not going to come back and say, hey, you owe me for because you've got to, you've exceeded your gigabytes or whatever. I don't care. It's unlimited, so just upload it, whatever it is. And you can, like I said, you can upload it. You can take it down whenever you want. Things change in life, and it's designed for that, to be able to change as you change throughout life. So once you get it, I'm never gonna, I would hope to see you all again, but in the sense of you're not going to get any upcharges or anything like that. It's a one and done deal. Some attorneys or whatever, they do offer it on a monthly plan. I don't, because their monthly plan, usually the minimum is like $12 a month, so it's 144 a year. In 2 years, you've got $280. You got it for 245. You're already paid, and
Right.
you're never going to see another withdrawal on the credit card or whatever. So
Okay. All
one
right,
and done.
everyone. Make sure you post some questions for Dennis. Also, I'm taking questions about. We only got 36 people here. Normally we have about 100, 150, Dennis. But feel free to post your VA compensation questions as well. I've asked for those questions. Go ahead and put those in the comment section. We normally do this. I normally do this the first Wednesday of every month. The reason why I had to move it back to today, my oldest son's birthday was last night, and I took him out to dinner. So I had to bump the regular schedule live stream, but next month it'll be on the first. So make sure you go ahead and post questions for Dennis, myself, as it pertains to VA compensation claims process. Now, this is something that I use, people. Here's one of the reasons why. This is my VA claims folder. Okay, everything that I sent the VA and that the VA sent me, along with my medical records from active duty. Okay, I also have that on CD. It's already scanned. So I've started uploading some of my documents, working on my trust this weekend, to my life and wishes. And the reason why I feel this is some beneficial to veterans, here's why. I talk to spouses periodically, and they say, hey, my husband, my wife passed away. They were a veteran. Do I get any benefits? And I start asking questions like, what branch of service did they serve? What was their job? Were they service connected? Were they receiving compensation benefits? And I would say 65 to 75% of the time, guess what the answer is? I don't know. I don't know. And so this is a place where I can upload my trust, any life insurance policies, my DD 214. I'm actually going to create a checklist for my family to have certain VA numbers, contact numbers. Okay. Also, I can't think of what this is called when you give your benefit. You have a beneficiary on your personal checking account. So if you don't have a joint account with your spouse, you go to your bank, you sign this form, and basically you're saying you're giving your spouse permission to come in the bank and withdraw those funds from your checking account after you've passed. That document is going to be uploaded here. And Dennis, I think you mentioned it earlier, they can have uh, only read access, so they can't change any of these documents, correct?
That is correct. You can give them so they can edit it, which would allow somebody to change something, or you give them read only. They can't change it.
Okay. All right. And I think that's very important. Okay, so we got one comment. Be humble. Hey bro, how you doing? Hope all is well. Yep, all is well. I had a short vacation last month, so I just needed to take a break and recharge. And actually, I did a video while I was on vacation. I did another one, but the lighting wasn't right. There was too much noise um, in the background. So we got one question here: payable on death author. Okay, yep, that's what it is, Carmen. Thank you. Yep, that is it. So again, these are documents. I'm sorry, this is a platform. This software is something that you can use. And what I another thing I like about it, Dennis, you're giving it to them 50% off. They make one payment and it is they have it for the rest of their lives. There's no
For the rest of
monthly
their life. Yep.
subscription.
Yep.
You sent me the I didn't watch the video. You sent me the actual document and I followed it step by step. And it was like a 1 point, well, it is a 1 point lesson where you just follow it step one, step two. And I was like, wow, then you could create categories in there. And like Dennis said, there's a section for veterans. So definitely, I think it's worth its weight in gold. And then you let your family know that you're doing it. I was talking to my business partner, Don, and he was saying, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind me stating this because he said it in one of our groups. When his father passed, um, him and his family had a hard time finding those documents, looking for these documents. And he was like, hey, I got to get this to make sure everything is in one place for my family. So definitely, Dennis, I applaud you for, even thinking about veterans and giving that discount to veterans. So everyone, go ahead and make sure we hit that like button. Also, we're going to follow this up in a couple of weeks with a Zoom. So we'll do a separate Zoom. Dennis will come on and you can ask any additional questions that you have in a Zoom setting. Okay. I'll put the link and the coupon code. There we go. Now we get some questions. There we go. There we go. Back in the comments section. Okay. But again, Dennis and I will come back in the Zoom and you can ask some particulars definitely in person. Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to some of these questions. I would like to know whether a court order can authorize access to his website. Ooh, good question. Have you
That
ever
is a
come
good.
across that?
No, that's an excellent question. It has to be presented to My Life in Wishes. Um, they're not going to present it to me, but they could be. That would be presented to My Life in Wishes to make a determination. Um, to see the information, but it's I've not personally had that happen, and to my knowledge, it hasn't happened to My Life in Wishes. But I do know that with the terms, and it has to be in writing from authorities for them to gain access. But here's the problem: they don't have access. They've got zero knowledge.
Yeah.
So they're going to someone's going to have access to it, whether it's an advisor or somebody's going to have access to it.
Okay. Man, that was a good question.
That was a really good question. I'm gonna follow up on that one to get a more definite answer. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. All right. At KMD 89 VA claims Cologne, Dwayne Kimball still active duty here, but missed the BDD window. What is your advice on how to file now? Standard claim? Well, I would do a fully developed claim, but here's the thing: if you miss the window, that means you're within 30, 100. Let's see, 63 months of retirement. one thing that I would do, still go to sick call. Start getting things documented. Everything that you want to claim, start going to sick call multiple times, getting stuff documented, because if you've been in 20, 25, 30 years, you have a lot of information. You don't want the VA to have to search through 20, 25 years of medical documents, okay? Write all the things down that you were treated for, complained about, injuries, diseases, complaints, all of that. And when it comes time to fill out your SHA form, well, you won't need it because you're outside the BDD window, but you can actually complete your claim form while you're still on active duty. Okay, complete it, get a copy of your medical records and any other additional forms that you need. And when it comes times for you to do your separation exam, all of those diagnoses, treatment complaints, everything that you want to claim that's documented in service, put it on. I think it's a SHA form. I'm gonna have to verify that, and put it on your retirement exam. Okay, and complete your claim form. Get a copy of your medical records from active duty, and the day you retire. So let's say today is your retirement, November 6th, just as an example. At 12:01 a.m., I'm uploading that 526EZ copy of my medical records and any other required forms to the VA. Go to my YouTube channel. Make sure you watch my video on BDD claims. But there is one form I don't talk about in that video because they didn't make it a requirement until a year or two after I did that video. Okay. And then watch my video on quick submit. And you can upload those documents right to the VA. Okay. But while you're still on active duty, continue to get treatment, any treatment, mental health, migraine, sleep apnea. If you got sleep apnea or you think you have sleep apnea, get a sleep study done to confirm that diagnosis, because once you come off active duty, all bets off. That's it. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks for being a member. Yes, it is a very interesting product. I went in, I want to say it's been a while, Dennis, since I went into this software, but I went in and immediately I was super impressed with it. Okay. Okay. So you say you retired December 31st. So I know you might want to be partnering, getting tongue tied, having a party or hanging out on December 31st, but 12:01, you might want to pause and say, hey, I got everything set up, and hit that submit button. Okay. So don't party too hard, but I definitely understand. So everybody, even though we're talking about my life and wishes, I am taking questions about the VA claims process. Been getting a lot of questions, emails about the government shutdown. If you got questions about that, we could, as it pertains to Department of Veterans Affairs, no other agencies. Okay. Also, there's a Washington Post article that's going around. If you want to ask me questions about that as well, I just wanted to bring Dennis on this evening because I wanted to share this product with all the veterans out there. Okay. Oh, we got some more questions here. Okay. Late coming in. What is the software? Okay. You got to go back and watch this, but just cliff notes. Okay. It's the software. You have access to the software once you sign up, and you can go in and upload documents. I showed my VA claims folder. Okay. Now, I wouldn't upload everything. I would definitely upload my latest rating decision, any tax exemption information that I have, the summary of benefits letter that you get from the VA, my last rating decision, my last notification letter, my last rating decision code sheet. I would even upload my medical documents from active duty. Okay. A lot of veterans, they misplace them. And again, when I talk to spouses, they're like, I don't know what my spouse was service connected for. They didn't want to talk about it. And then that becomes a problem. Okay. Also, Bar, in the comment section, I'll put it again, the link to the software along with the coupon code. And Dennis has been so gracious to give veterans 50% off, and it's $245 lifetime. That is one payment. We did share the video to the site as well. Okay. All right, then intent to file at a local VSO. If you're on active duty, people, you do not need to do an intent to file. And if you went to a VSO and they file that intent to file for you and you're on active duty, they don't know what they're doing. They should have never done that, because your effective date, guess what, is going to be January 1st of 2026. Okay, so if you submitted an intent to file today or last week, they're not going to give you an effective date and pay you back to when you were on active duty. It does not work that way. For my research, I can still file before I retire. I just can't do that is correct. You are correct. You can do that. Hi, Dwayne. Are both of you aware of the recent Washington Post articles about companies like your companies? If so, how do you think that it affects the great work you're doing? Okay, so good question, people. About companies like your companies. All companies are different. Even though we are consulting companies, we don't charge the same. We don't do the same thing. So a lot of people like to put VA claims consulting companies in the same bucket. Okay. But we're not. We do things different. You think about what I do, I don't charge like some other companies charge. If I do a private Q&A session, that's a flat fee, one time. If I got my book, once you pay, you get the book, you don't ever have to pay them again. I do have monthly memberships, but I don't submit any body's claims. I don't represent anybody before the VA. I only educate people on the VA claims process. Got free videos. A lot of people watch the videos. They make a small investment in the book, use the coupon code. Okay. Put the link in the comment section, and that's it. Okay. So a lot of people say, would you take people's back pay 5 months, 6 months? I've never done that. Never. Okay. So I do a monthly webinar, and you go to my website, sign up, it's free. And I explain to people what it is I do and what I don't do, and how you can work with me. A lot of I've already, myself and another veteran, created a software, and that's up and running. A lot of people are finding get good use to it. Now, I didn't get a chance to read the article. I was talking with a friend of mine. He read the article. Okay. And you all correct me if I'm wrong, but the article was talking about individuals defrauding the government. And then I know we're getting into the VA side. If you have to go, definitely understand. But if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome. Just in case we get any other questions. But if not, I definitely would understand if you have to go.
Stick around.
Okay. So what he was telling me, and everyone, we got 44 people, make sure we go ahead and hit that like button, was that they were talking about, I guess, a couple other YouTube channels. Sound like some misinformation. Again, I got information from a third hand. I didn't read the article. And basically, they were saying that veterans are defrauding the government when it comes to this compensation. And there was an individual in Congress was basically saying the same thing, and people shouldn't get benefits unless they've been to combat. And that touched me because I've worked with veterans. I've actually rated cases of veterans that were sexually assaulted, not by an enemy, but by individuals in their own unit, whether it be a drill instructor, a commander, a supervisor. I rated cases where a soldier was gang raped in the barracks, and I'm like, what about those individuals? They didn't go to combat. So, it's a lot of back and forth out there. And I never question anyone when they come and say, hey, I don't understand this process, Dwayne. I don't understand this particular M21-1 or 38 CFR. I'm trying to claim this. Can you explain this 38 CFR to me as it pertains to what I'm doing with my claim? And I do that. I explain, hey, this is what the 38 CFR means, and this is how it pertains to what you're doing. So then they can go out and make a better informed decision. Okay. I don't say, oh, well, you don't deserve that because you served in this MOS or you served in that MOS. I tell veterans, if you served, you were injured, had treatment, complained about anything, injury, disease, or whatever, and you want to file a claim, file a claim. Just get educated, invest the time to get educated on that process. Don't worry about what anybody else says. Okay. Make sure you take care of yourself and your family. All right. Hey, no problem. That's what we're here for. Again, we're going to be going live next Wednesday as well with David Piatek, VA Housing Education. Make sure you go over and subscribe to his channel. Definitely. He's the GOAT when it comes to VA home loans. My compensation claim went from an high-level review to duty to assist error. The 30-day window to submit the requested evidence has passed. Would I still be able to submit evidence, or would that set me back a step or two? Did they ask you to submit evidence in that notification letter? You can do it. You can submit it, but don't be surprised if they don't take it into consideration. People, we have to understand when you get a letter from the VA, you need to open it. You need to stop what you're doing, open it, and read it. Because when you're at this level, high-level review, and they send you something, they may be asking, because a lot of droves won't ask for additional evidence. And if they do, you need to be most Ricky Tick with getting that evidence in to that particular individual. Okay, there should be no reason why 30 days has lapsed. Okay. I know sometimes you may not be able to get that evidence in time, but again, that goes to why are you filing a high-level review? You almost have to anticipate what they may need, okay, depending on what you've already submitted. What did you claim? How did you claim it? What evidence did you submit with it to support it? Okay. So T says, yes, additional evidence was requested. T, you should have got that in. Now, I get it if, the doctor's office, they weren't open or there was just something like that. But again, you have to give yourself a chance. You have to give your claim a chance. Open that mail as soon as possible. But would I still submit it? Yeah. Let them say, hey, you're outside the 30-day window, opposed to you not submitting it. And then they say, well, even though we said 30 days, you still could have sent it in. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt to send it in. And also, I want to go back to the Washington Post question here. Let me find it. All right. It says, if so, how do you think that it affects the great work you're doing? I'm still going to do what I do. Okay. That's, as my grandfather used to say, one monkey don't stop the show. Again, I don't ask veterans for their login information. I don't complete any paperwork. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do with your claim. I'm only educating you on the process. That is it. Okay. So they can say consulting companies and try to put everybody in the same basket and make people think we do the same thing. I would say reach out to these individual companies and, attend my webinar and I'll tell you exactly what it is I do and what I don't do. It's not always a good fit. All right, let's see. What does the burn period mean? I've seen people on Reddit saying that if you submit more than 5 or 6 claims, it will take forever to go through. All right. I have a video. And you know what I call that video? Dennis, they said, what is the number one non-VA regulation that gets vets into trouble? They said, okay? You read it on Reddit. Did they give you a 38 CFR? Did they give you M21-1 reference? Did they give you M21-5 reference? When I was a rater, yeah, I didn't mind rating 5 or 6 conditions. I wanted to see 15 or 20 because if I can rate all those 15 or 20 conditions, that's going to help me with my production quota. That's going to put me ahead because if I got one claim, people are like, man, that's great. And it's a Parkinson's. That one claim for Parkinson's could turn into 15 or 20 conditions. And Parkinson's is one of the hardest claims to rate because you're dealing with additional secondary conditions. Okay. But if I'm doing 15 to 20 conditions and it's bilateral ankle, bilateral knees, bilateral hips, back, neck, migraine, sleep apnea, PTSD, PFB, eczema claim, I want it all at one time. That's just me. So again, be careful what you read out there because I will be fact checking them. Okay. And if they never rate it, it doesn't matter. The claim still has to get worked. Now, if you turn around and submit 1,000 or 2,000 pages of evidence, somebody has to read all that. So that might hold a claim up because people are going to shift their claim around because they don't want to go through 1,000 or 2,000 pages of evidence. That's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Okay. All right. 80s, 13 Foxtrot. I was a 13 Charlie. For those of you that don't know what a 13 Foxtrot is, that is a forward observer. They call in for fire. So they'll say, I'm about to do a call for fire example, Dennis, and I just lost my train of thought. It's been years since I did it. So they'll call me and they'll say, Dragon 17 Alpha, this is Foxtrot Charlie 15, fire for effect, over. And we'll start that communication. They'll send me the 13 Fox will send me the grids, 6-digit grid, hopefully, and I'll send it down to the gun line. And then once the gun line fires that round, they'll say shot, and I'll say shot to the 13 Foxtrot so he can put eyes on target. And then he'll say splash, repeat, adjust, troops in open, all that type stuff. Okay. I know I got it kind of off on a tangent there. First claim, August 27th, tinnitus, lay statement plus DD214, only in step 3. October, ENT, severe loss. NU, is that neuropathy? Dash 672%, I think 68, 78, ear, not MD. Okay, we using a lot of acronyms. Don't upload or resets. Okay, wait, upload a whole. Woo! You got to break that down for me. A lot of acronyms I do not understand. So you lost me after step 3. Help me out there, okay? Copy that. Haha, we'll catch the video. That really helps my decision. Okay. All right. So people, yeah, let's get these questions in. I think a lot of people, Dennis, may have been taken back by the title, not the title, but the thumbnail title. But this still is a Q&A. And again, Dennis and I, we're going to follow this up here in a couple of weeks. Hopefully we can get it before Thanksgiving, maybe right after, and where you can meet Dennis on Zoom Live. Excuse me, talk to Dennis on Zoom Live and ask questions more about the My Life and Wishes. Also, don't forget the book. And I'm going to share the site for the book because a lot of veterans have not been using the coupon code, and you have to use the coupon code, people. Okay, that is important. Let me bring it up here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Shopify store. Okay, and when you come here, you can get the bundle. You can get the current book by itself, or you can get the previous book. Okay, now see this right here, people. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I'm moving it, but as these books get bigger, right there, Right here, you see right above the price, you see the code. Make sure you put these codes in. These codes will be removed November 10th. Right now, we got the bundle for 25% off, and then we have the single book for 20. Right, November 10th, the day before Veterans Day, these codes will change. We will have a Black Friday deal, and we will have a Christmas. Okay, but now is the probably the cheapest you're going to get it, unless my team and I we decide to run another coupon code. Okay, so make sure you get yours. And again, in my new book, I'm filing a claim, not an actual claim, but a John Doe example claim. Does anybody have any questions about the book, My Life and Wishes, VA Benefits Navigator, the new software myself and another veteran started or created? And in that software, you can create your VA claim educational packet. Okay. Um, we launched, I think, October 4th. October 4th. Okay. Oh, we got a question. Dwayne, my husband, is a Vietnam vet, 79 years old, and has Parkinson's, high blood pressure, disease, and mental disorder. He just got his rating last year. Okay. What was the rating? So Parkinson's and Parkinson's is under the tropical diseases for 38 CFR 3.309 subpart E. Blood pressure is also under the same regulation, but they just added it under the PACT Act. And when you say mental disorder, I'm assuming that your husband claimed PTSD due to fear of hostile military terrorist activity because he was in fear for his life when he was in Vietnam. Okay. So hopefully he received the percentage that he felt he deserved. Okay. One thing I tell people, make sure you get educated on this process. Real quick, Dennis, but we got about 17 minutes left. Is there anything that you could think of that we left out, or maybe we didn't talk about with My Life and Wishes?
I was just trying to, yeah, let me see. There's usually a few questions that I get. I kind of write some of these down, but let me see if I can see some of these here that they ask. Oh, can I name more than one co-owner? Well,
I missed that.
there's a owner and a co-owner. It's usually going to be like a man and wife, okay, or couples, whatever. You can put whoever you want as a co-owner, and but you can have as many authorized users as you want. The nice thing about that is anytime anybody other than the owner, if somebody snoops around, in other words, they have authorized user privileges, as soon as they log in, the owner is notified via email that somebody's, so you always know who's there. And you can, if you didn't know what the purpose was, you can certainly track it down and find out why are you there? What's your purpose? Um, it- so it's kind of an extreme, but that's one thing. So that's always nice to know that you have somebody watching you and informing you that, hey, someone's trying to get in here, or they would have permission to get in because you gave it to them, but the email lets you know. What happens if I forget the password? Mostly that's a common one too. And just like everything else, you just go and change your password. You as the owner, if you forget it, then you go in. That would be true for everybody. You just go through the process. One thing I will say, they do recommend that you get the uh, authentication where, as soon as you're there, they're going to send a number. You punch in, via text or email, however you'd want it. And then you punch in the number and then you're let in. I just highly recommend that as well, to have that. So there's a lot of good qualities on this. I mean, if someone's active duty and they're overseas and they need documents, or back home, the family can have those documents. They can scan them up there, or he could or she could scan them up from wherever they're stationed. Um, it's just you can use your phone, you can use your tablet.
Hmm.
So getting things scanned and uploaded is not a problem. So
Okay.
that's one thing.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's another question here. We went over data
Uh,
breaches. That's a big, always a big question. Um, can't think of anything that I like the other question. Whoever sent that, thank you for that, because that needs definition,
yeah.
and
Can,
I will find out and I will get definition.
can
So
they get
if I,
access with a court order? I think it
yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I'm throwing a little bit of my notary skills in there. If somebody wants to see a particular um, notary journal entry that I've made, it's a court order, period.
Hmm.
No one gets to see it except the person who actually was the signer, me. And if it's a court order, then attorneys have asked, can I see your ledger or my journal? And it's like, no, it's not a court order.
Yeah.
So I'm strict about that, and that's why I like the company. They're very strict on the security and the person's privacy.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go back to a question. Some I didn't answer the first part. It says, "What does burn period mean?" I'm assuming you mean burn pit, and a lot of veterans will claim something like COPD due to serving in the Gulf, Southwest Asia, due to being exposed to burn pits. Okay. Um, so I'm assuming that's what you meant. All right. So let me get back to some questions. Dwayne, can you explain how the VA can acknowledge an in-service event as noted in my medical records and still say condition is not service connected? Yes. So Greg, what happens is the way you get a CMP exam, and I'm uploading a video tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. I can't remember if it's tomorrow or next Monday, where I'm talking about. Tomorrow I'm talking about, I think, who denied your claim. Monday, I'm giving a brief rundown of the claims process. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you claim a back condition, and you were treated in service for a back condition, and it's documented. Just because it's documented does not mean automatic service connection. You go to that CMP exam, the doctor goes through, asks you a series of questions, and the doctor may say, "Hey, yep, the veteran was treated in service for the back condition, has a diagnosis, the condition has resolved, and provides a negative opinion, and they deny the claim." I've seen that happen. Now, what you didn't ask me, Greg, how do you prevent that? Continue to get treatment, continue to get it documented, make sure you have a current diagnosis. Even though if you did have all that, then you want to get a copy of that CNP exam to see the rationale as to why the doctor said no. All right, Donnie says, "Hello, Dwayne. I'm new to viewing your channel. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button. Okay. What is the average time for decision for auto review? There's no average time. It was submitted in April of this year. That's kind of long. They've been, depending on if you elected for informal conference or not. But I'm surprised you haven't gotten an answer. Okay. But there's no average wait time. I've seen them go as fast as 2 or 3 weeks to 2 or 3 months. Okay. Mark, where can I find out? Uh, where can I find out is I was exposed to let me get this right, because somebody said Dwayne is asbestosis on my duty stations. Only you would know that. Were you on? Did you decommission like a World War II ship that had asbestosis? Did you stay in like World War II barracks that had it? Okay, only you would know that, Mark. Okay, and thank you for being a new member, Mark. Definitely appreciate it. And for those of you that signed up for my YouTube membership, if you are a premium member, okay, I go live the third Wednesday of every month, and I cover off 2 or 3 slides on a particular step of the VA claims process. This month will be step 4. I'm going to get the video recorded, which is that you will review. Okay, so I'll go live November 19th. I'll have step 4 of the VA claims process up for my premium members only. So if you're in basic or standard, you don't have access, only premium. So you'll view the video. We'll try to get up early part of next week, definitely before the weekend, so you have time to watch it. It'll be maybe 8 to 10 minutes long. And then you come to the live, like here, and ask questions. Next month will be step 5. I did a series. I think I started, in August, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Okay. So you have access to go back and watch all those videos. Again, if you are a basic or standard member, you do not have access to those videos. You have to be a premium member. And when they show up on the homepage of your YouTube homepage, down the lower left-hand corner, there should be in green writing says members only, or members only, and that's the premium members. Okay. What other questions we got? I don't have any other questions, Dennis, as it pertains to my life and wishes. I still have that one question in my head about the court order. I was trying to go back and find that. And I was like, I didn't even think about that,
I got. Let me just throw this in here. I got a question one time. I just found it that I had that wrote down. What happens if Life and Wishes is sold or discontinues or shuts down? And it's like, all right, now that answer I do it, or that I do have it merges, or if it merges, sells, or transitions ownership. All users receive notification and the options for continuity, or I didn't say that right, but it's going to continue. In other words,
continuation.
it remains valid and it continues. There's not going to be an upcharge or a additional charge or anything. It remains. They'll keep what was in place and just move it forward. So that's kind of reassuring there.
And I cannot find that question. I don't know if they deleted it, but I was like, I want to see that again. Let's see. I want to make sure. Okay. All right, everyone. We got about 6 minutes left. We'll go ahead and wrap up. I put the link for My Life and Wishes if you want to sign up for it. Also, the coupon code is M as in Mike, L as in Lima, W as in whiskey, the number 5050 VET, VET. Also, we're going to start putting Dennis' contact information in the description section, along with the other sponsors as well. So from today on, and all the videos in the description section, if you can go there. And Dennis, I can still put the coupon code in the description section as well. Do you want me to put it there, or?
No, put it there. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. So it'll be there. Now it's up to you, veterans, to use that code. Don't get to the page and be like, well, I don't see, it's not giving me the 50% off. You have to put in the code. Okay. All right. We got a question. Okay. Are Nexus letters from an MD giving more favor that one from a PA or nurse? I think that's going to depend on the rater. There's no regulation that states that verbatim, but here's the catch. Let's say you had you're a Vietnam vet and you were diagnosed with ischemic heart disease, coronary artery disease, okay? And you get a DBQ done by a cardiologist. Somebody at the VA still schedules a CMP exam. I don't know why they would, as long as if that DBQ is actionable or sufficient, okay? And the examiner that you see is a nurse practitioner. And that nurse practitioner DBQ that they fill out shows you only warrant 10%, but your private doctor DBQ that you completed shows you warrant 60%. I'm going with your doctor because your doctor is a specialist in that field. And a nurse practitioner or physician assistant is not. Okay. Again, um, that's just me. Okay. Uh, but you could bring that up on argument on a high-level review if you have to. And if so, make sure you review the M21-1 because I'm pretty sure there's information in there as it pertains to specialists. Okay. All right, 13 Fox, how do I email you or contact you? The best way is to sign up for my webinar. I'm gonna put my website in the comment section, right? And I got one coming up November 15th on a Saturday, I believe at 8:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. www.kmd89.com. Okay. And there I explain to you exactly what it is I do, what I don't do, and how you can work with me. Okay. Anyway, my HLR was returned for duty to assist there. And now I have a third step CMP for obstructive sleep apnea next week. Still not with a specialist. Should I wait? All right. Now, yeah, it's nothing wrong with going to the exam. Okay. But think about why they denied the sleep apnea. Okay. If you had a CMP exam the first time, did you get a copy of that CMP exam? What was the reason as to why that doctor said no? Are you going to the same doctor that denied the claim in the first place or gave a negative opinion? Okay. I wouldn't give that doctor a second chance to say no twice. Do you have a video tutorial on how to schedule an informal conference call for a high-level review? I got the claim. Okay, so I can tell this person does not follow me. Yes, I have 2 videos. People, I have over 700 plus YouTube videos. Go to my channel, Nerd Out. Okay, a lot of videos on a lot of different topics. Okay, and before we close out, please click that like and subscribe button. Okay, it would be my third exam. The Dro said he would get me to a specialist who's qualified to give a medical opinion. Yet it's another nurse practitioner. They don't have control of who you see. Is there anything I can do? Nope, 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 nope. Not at this juncture. You just gotta you go to the CMP exam. Now, if they still say no, then you might want to look at getting your own DBQ in Nexus statement. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for all the questions. We're going to make sure you follow us. We're going to be posting when Dennis comes back, and we'll do a Zoom meeting. Okay. And that way you can ask more questions about my life and wishes. Okay. I'm going to take now all the questions come in, Dennis, like right before we go. Okay. So he was 100% the Vietnam vet. I'm glad he got his percentage. But make sure you watch my video on DIC benefits. Hey, Scott, was just checking on if you're still sending your book out. Yes, we just covered it. I put the link in the comment section. All right. And make sure you put the if you signed up as a beta member for VA Benefits Navigator, you have a separate coupon code where you get it free if you were a beta member. Okay, so if you sign up in August, you get a free book. Okay, you should have received an email. No, not same doctor. Yes, it's boilerplate denial for ACE. Second time, the first time it was another nurse practitioner. Okay, all right. Yeah, so you gotta let it play out. Real talk, and you'll have options after that. I missed the notification. Just joining. Okay. Go back and watch the first part of this video, Black, because Dennis was talking about My Life and Wishes. I'm gonna put the link to My Life and Wishes along with the coupon code in the comment section. Okay, so if you're interested, you get 50% off as one payment, and that's good for a lifetime. There's no monthly subscription. There's no limit to the number of documents that you can upload. But if you go back and watch the beginning of this video, Dennis points out a lot of good information. Okay. Scott says he signed up for Navigator. Definitely appreciate it. Okay. This last question, people. I do have to jump into another Zoom. I am still working. Sent my own DBQ and IMO in, but the Joe said he didn't have time to review all the evidence. I wish I would have known that before he started. He had time. He had time. They got to sign the case. They had time. He just didn't make the time to do it. Okay. All right. Dennis, thanks again for tuning in. Black, make sure you go back and watch the beginning of this video. People, again, Dennis has been so gracious to slash this price in half for lifetime. Okay. So definitely, if it's something that you think that's beneficial for you and your family, because when you pass away, they're going to be grieving, and you don't want them to have to be searching around the house looking for this paperwork, that paperwork, and stuff like that. Okay. So again, Dennis, thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
Dwayne, thank you.
Yep. And we'll have Dennis back after the first of the year. Okay, and we'll be talking more about My Life and Wishes. So everybody, take care and good luck going forward with your claim.